So I think the question is regarding what are the sort of requirements before filing an ESG compliance report, if I understand the question correctly. So from the antitrust perspective, I think it's important to highlight in that report where if there are certain agreements which are having an antitrust risk element, it's fair enough to highlight that and to say what is the ESG justification for that agreement in the compliance report.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, thanks for that. My question was the ESG mandate. It is, if I'm not wrong, it is there in the governments also. So is it mandate? So what are the prerequisites? For example, for sustainability report, we know we need to have scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions, to be declared, for us to have a carbon neutral or net zero journey. So here, ESG, as we all are aware, is a social and environmental and aspects are very important for us to govern corporate governance. So how do we because bucket it, one is environment front is at the operations team, and the governance or the social aspect with the HR. So how do we think this, and what are the prerequisites? You have to tell in bullets points kind of thing.
Right. So I think perhaps one would look at what is the kind of sensitization and training that's done for employees would be the first thing. Secondly, if you do have an ESG compliance policy or a policy regarding these things, are there specific benchmarks that you have for employees, and how are these sort of being met by the teams? This is the other thing which I would definitely look at as putting that in. And then overall objectives as well, in terms of if in the sense that wherever you have objective benchmarks which can be set. So for example, what are the number of complaints that have been there, in what way have they been resolved, have they been resolved to the satisfaction of the concerned person, that is the concerned employee, if there is a complaint about violation of rights or complaint about discrimination, what is the setup which exists within the organization, and how have these been resolved? So there's some objective benchmarks. Similarly, for environmental norms, you could have objective benchmarks, particularly for industries which are which can measure their environmental impact in some way or form, either in terms of what are their emissions, or in terms of what is the level of consumption, right? And in terms of what has been put into the organization to improve these norms, what is the expenditure of the organization on, say, environmental issues, improving the quality and the like.